Hello, my name is Laura Zamato. I am a student at Brescia University. This is for Bio 100, Introduction to Biology. Professor for this class is Dr. Jacob Adler. This is week 7 for the signature assignment. And today I am going to be talking about the climate change and its biological effects. The biological problem that is relevant to our lives is climate. Climate has far-reaching impacts on biological system. Survival and reproduction depends on how well adapted individuals are to local climate patterns. Climate change can disrupt the match between organisms and their local environment, at the same time reducing the survival and reproduction and causing subsequent impact on populations or species distribution across the geographic regions. Changes in climate may benefit some species and cause extinction for others. Cumulatively, it will alter biological communities and the function of ecosystem. Changes to the ecosystem functions can in turn increase or decrease the rate of human-driven climate change. In addition to the effects of climate variables, such as temperature and precipitation, plants may respond directly to the rising concentration of CO2, carbon dioxide, while aquatic species cope with changes in water chemistry as greenhouse gases dissolve in the water. We can see an example of the effect of the concentration in CO2 presented here. In the natural greenhouse effect, more heat escapes into space. However, in the human-enhanced greenhouse effect, less heat escapes into space, which means more greenhouse gases remain in our atmosphere. Analyzing recent trends provides a certainty that changes will occur in biological systems valued by humans. Many of these changes will have negative impacts on human well-being. Today, scientists try to predict how biological systems will change by analyzing past changes in response to climate changes, by conducting experiments, and by constructing models. For example, some of the consequences include abiotic consequences of climate change. For example, polar ice caps are shrinking, coastal habitats are flooding, droughts and storms are more intense, the ocean is acidifying. And then there are the biotic consequences of climate change. For example, extinctions occur, then migrations to new habitats, and timing of yearly events changes. Now that I've explained the way in which climate change affects our biological environment, I will propose 3 solutions backed by research evidence. The first solution is to eliminate the burning of coal, oil, and eventually natural gases. By burning coal, we are polluting our environment with toxins. When it burns, it emits enormous quantities of carbon dioxide, along with other pollutants like sulfur dioxide, nitrogen oxide, mercury, and microscopic particulate matter. Like I explained in Figure 1, when these gases are released, they prevent the heat from escaping the earth. It's almost like putting a blanket over the earth. The second solution is updating current infrastructure. The world needs to build more infrastructure to last in the new climate economy. There's a great danger of locking in high carbon, polluting, and unsustainable pathways if new infrastructure is built the same way as before. This means investing in renewable energy, cleaner transport, efficient and resilient water system, and smarter cities. This renewable energy is important because of the relationship between carbon dioxide and climate change explained earlier. The third solution is increasing efficiency. Energy efficiency means using less energy to provide the same service. By improving energy efficiency does not necessarily translate into reduced CO2 emissions. It depends on the situation. If energy is supplied from fossil fuels, such as petrol in a car or electricity from a coal-fired plant, then improved efficiency will cut emission. For example, there are personal ways to be more energy efficient. You can drive less, cycle more, upgrade your refrigerator or air conditioner to be more energy efficient, or change light bulbs to LED lights. Now that I've presented 3 possible solutions, I will now present my personal takeaway from my research. I would argue that there needs to be a cost on carbon. Carbon. It makes sense to put a price on carbon. Meaning, I'll give you an example. When it doesn't cost to pollute, you get a lot of pollution. But when there's a price to pay, industry will have an incentive to find a low-cost carbon solution. So we have to get the industry, the manufacturers, the cars, the factories, to be up to par with their emission and charge them until they do something about it. Thank you for taking the time to listen to my presentation on climate change and its biological effects. I hope you have learned just how important this topic is to the future of the place we call home.